I am speaking to you now because your heart has been noisy all week, yet it has known the sound of me since the day you took your first breath. I am speaking because you have walked under heavy clouds and called them normal, because you taught your eyes to accept dim corridors when you were made for the bright courtyards of morning. I am speaking because today is not like other days. Today is set apart. Today, on the 5th of October, the bell you kept postponing is ringing. There are 45 minutes left on a countdown you did not invent. A clock that has always been mine. Hear me. I am not trying to frighten you. I am trying to wake you. Every time you skip the nudge, every time you scroll past the whisper, every time you shove the tug in your chest, you teach your soul to mistake my voice for ordinary wind. Do not do it again. Don't hurt your own heart by ignoring the hand that formed it. Don't wound our closeness by telling yourself. Later is the word that steals more destinies than storms do. I am here now. I am not far away. I am inside the very breath you are drawing while you read this. You have asked me for signs, and I have given them in the language of small things. The call that came at the precise moment you finished praying. The feather-light feeling that brushed your shoulders when no one stood behind you. The dream you dismissed because it felt too deliberate. I sent Archangel Michael to speak with the urgency you would not allow yourself to feel. He has been standing watch at your threshold for longer than you know, facing every corridor where fear gathered, drawing a line through which the schemes of darkness could not pass. It is Michael who has been thundering the words you keep hearing. Open this. Pay attention. Do not skip. He is not angry with you. He is relentless on your behalf. He is not impatient with you. He is obedient to me. When I say go, my child, he moves at once. And when I say raise the alarm, he does not whisper. You have believed the battles around you are only your fault, only your consequence, or only your circumstance. But you have not seen how thoroughly you have been pursued in love. If you could peer back through the dim hallways of this last year, you would see my fingerprints on the edges of your narrow escapes. You would see Michael's sword at the door where shame tried to come through with a forged key. You would see how I redirected your steps on a day when you thought you were merely late. You call it coincidence because that word feels safe. I call it covenant because that word is true. Covenant means I do not abandon you to the limits of your own wisdom. Covenant means I do not count the times you skipped as evidence against you. Covenant means I will bring you back from the edge you reached by accident and by habit. And I will still say, beloved, rise. There are moments that split time, seconds that hold the weight of years, and you are in one of them now. 5 minutes left, and each minute is wide. Each minute is merciful. Each minute is a door. Do not spend these minutes rehearsing your regret. Regret builds monuments in the desert and then demands you live there. Instead, spend them moving. Move your attention from what went wrong to who is here. Move your imagination from what they said to what I am saying. Move your feet if they are tangled in rooms too small for the person you are becoming. There is something unexpected approaching. Not a punishment, not a trick, but a turning. You ask for change, and the answer is arriving even faster than you think. But you must open now. You must open your hands, your plans, your stubborn timing, your secret grudges, your tidy control. Open immediately. This is not a threat. It is a rescue. Do you remember the first time you felt me? Not the first time you were told about me, not the first time you tried to behave for me, but the first time something inside you recognized my nearness and got quiet out of awe. That moment is nearer than the light switch on your wall, and yet you have been walking as if awareness were a luxury you cannot afford. You tell yourself that alertness will slow you down, that reverence will make you late, that listening will get you left behind. But there is a speed to holiness that your calendar cannot measure. When you listen, you get places you did not know existed. When you heed me, hours expand to hold the tasks you worried about. When you obey, doors cooperate with your arrival. You have been working in opposition to your own favor. Pause and hear me. I am trying to reach you today, not because I was absent yesterday, but because today your yes can move 10 walls at once. Today, your yes can break a chain that 4 generations failed to. Notice today your yes can reroute the story. Your enemies thought they had already finished writing. I do not condemn you for skipping me. I am grieved for how skipping me has hurt you. Every time you postpone the conversation, a little more dust gathers where your clarity should be. Every time you promise to pray after this one thing, the one thing multiplies and you fall asleep with your soul unfed. And yet, even in your sleep, I sang over you. I kept vigil where your vigilance failed. Michael stood where the hallway narrowed, and he turned away an arrow you never knew was aimed. He is here again, and his voice is loud because the hour is thin. Minutes is not a curse. It is a countdown to relief. Do not be afraid of the number. Be awake to the mercy inside it. You fear that if you open, you will lose something you promised yourself you'd keep. A boundary that is actually a barrier. A grudge that feels like identity, a plan that has aged into pride. You fear that if you listen, I will reroute you to a landscape you will not recognize. Hear me. I am not dismantling you. I am unveiling you. I am not asking you to drop what is precious. I am inviting you to set down what is counterfeit. Your future does not need props. It needs breath. Your calling does not need costumes. It needs clarity. The turning that approaches will seem sudden from the outside, but it has been prepared in the rooms of your soul for months. The reason it arrives unexpectedly is because you kept postponing the moment to welcome it. Welcome it now. Open your door to what comes with my name on it. Do not confuse hesitation with discernment. Hesitation is the offspring of fear pretending to be wise. Discernment is the calm courage of those who keep company with me. You have practiced hesitation. Now practice discernment. Ask me plainly, is this for me? Watch how peace moves in your chest when the answer is yes, and how it stills when the answer is no. You do not need to guess when you can ask. You do not need to scratch at closed doors when I am ready to hand you keys. You do not need to beg crumbs from tables where I have not seated you. I have set a table with your name etched into the wood. Your place does not depend on someone else vacating theirs. It depends on your willingness to sit, to receive, to bless, to become. You have been tested in 3 areas lately: trust, timing, and truth. In trust, you have made progress you have not credited yourself for. You kept walking when the map refused to zoom in. You kept sowing when the field seemed stingy. You kept praying when the answer took the scenic route. I saw you. I counted those small obediences and called them beautiful. In timing, you have tugged at fruit before it sweetened, then resented the tree for its honest season. Today I am teaching you the difference between delay and ripening. Delay is neglect. Ripening is care. What I am bringing you is not late. It is finished. In truth, you have spoken bravely to others while telling yourself half stories. You have left out the parts that would require you to forgive yourself the way I have already forgiven you. It is time to speak truth to your own heart. You are not your mistakes. You are not your disappointments. You are not your delays. You are mine, and what is mine I do not discard. I restore. There is someone you love in heaven who leans over the balcony of glory and smiles when your name is spoken. You wonder if they see, if they know, if they are allowed to care about your days. Hear me. They are safe with me, and their safety is not distance. It is intimacy of another kind. The love you shared was never designed to end. It was designed to change address. On days when the air is thin and your chest feels like paper, It is not imagination. When comfort brushes your shoulder, I scent comfort as real as rain. And sometimes, I send it with their fragrance, so you would recognize the tenderness. Let the memory that used to ache now become a permission slip to hope. Hope is not a denial of grief. It is grief with light inside it. The one you miss is not missing you in the way you think. They are cheering you in a language that does not tire. When you feel sudden courage to take one more step, receive it as both my voice and their agreement, a harmony of heaven saying, "Go on." What approaches you in these 45 minutes is an unfolding, and it will seem like surprise because surprise is one of the few things that can outrun your doubt. You will notice it in the shift of a conversation you expected to stay stuck. You will see it in a door that refused to budge, suddenly swinging toward you as if it had been waiting for your hand. You will sense it as a realignment in your body, like exhaling after holding your breath across a long hallway. A message will arrive, something ordinary on the outside with extraordinary timing, and you will know because peace will arrive with it like a friend who always knocks. Do not talk yourself out of what you asked me to do. I am not trying to trick you with hope. I am training you to live with it. Be careful how you speak about yourself in this hour. Words frame rooms. Words are scaffolding for the mind. If you attach your name to failure, you build a house where success feels like trespass. If you wear disappointment as a surname, joy must ask permission to enter. The way you speak must align with the way I speak about you. I call you chosen. I call you gathered. I call you built like a city with foundations that cannot be shaken. I call you forgiven, not as a theory but as a verdict already entered in the highest court. I call you sent, not as one thrust into cold air, but as one carried by wind. When you are tempted to name yourself by what went wrong, stop and borrow my vocabulary. It is not flattery. It is alignment. You fear the unexpected because it has hurt you before. But the unexpected I am sending is not the unkind ambush of chaos. It is the necessary interruption of love. Chaos barges in and leaves rooms in disarray. Love arrives and rearranges with purpose. Chaos tears pages. Love changes chapters. The sudden turn you have dreaded will not remove you from yourself. It will remove you from the corners where you were hiding from your own brightness. When the moment comes, and it will come soon, anchor yourself to this. I am not coming to expose you for shame. I am coming to unveil you for service. The gift I placed in you has outgrown the drawer you keep pushing it back into. The call I gave you has been knocking from the inside of your rib cage. Your own bones are a bell. Listen. Ring. Forgiveness is the key in these minutes, not the kind that waits for an apology to feel legitimate. The kind that recognizes forgiveness is how you stop paying rent in someone else's mistake. You have tangled your piece to a moment that cannot be edited. Untie it. Speak aloud in your room if you must. I release them from my court because God has already judged my days by mercy. This does not rewrite history. It releases your future. Michael will stand beside you as you do this, quiet then fierce, and you will feel the air get larger. When you forgive, space grows where your heart was cramped. When you bless the ones who could not love you rightly, your own capacity to receive right love increases. This is not a trick of mood. It is a law of the kingdom that governs you more than the laws of outrage do. I am also attending to the practical. Things you think are too small for prayer and too large for luck. The account that needs replenishing, the email that needs favor, the house that needs a new boundary of safety, the body that needs tenderness, the mind that needs rest from the worrying. machinery of worry. None of these are unspiritual. I do not divide your life into sacred and too ordinary to matter. I am as present in the numbers as I am in the visions, as present in the sleep schedule as I am in the breakthrough. Call my name into the small corners. Watch how the ordinary becomes threaded with solutions that arrive at just the right hour. I will place wisdom like bread on the counter where you can reach it. I will put your name into the mind of someone positioned to bless you. Do not decide for me what I am uninterested in. I am interested in you, which means I am interested in all that concerns you. You have thought too often in terms of either or, either I am spiritual or I am successful. Either I am kind or I am protected. Either I am gentle or I am strong. Today, I revoke the tyranny of small choices. You are both and when you are in me, you are strategic and surrendered, bold and careful with your words, generous and discerning, anchored and adventurous. Watch how the unexpected confirms this. A task you thought would require you to become. Someone else will instead reveal that you already carry what is needed, hidden under layers of borrowed caution. Peel the caution away. Give me the fear of being too much. I did not design you to be a minimalist of your own calling. Modesty of spirit is beautiful. Starvation of purpose is not. Do you remember the room you hope to enter where your name sits, on a list you haven't seen? Do you remember the phone you wish would ring with an opportunity that feels like coming home? Do you remember the street you want to live on, the work you want to do, the person you want to become when no one is grading? You? Good. Keep remembering, because memory is a rehearsal for arrival. Speak to me about these things as if they are possible, because with me they are. I have been arranging their approach like a conductor pulling sound from silence. You will not force this into being by clenching your jaw. You will receive it by standing open with clean hands and a willing heart. And willingness is not a mood. It is a decision you can make in the next minute and then again in the next. That is how transformation looks from the inside. Many faithful minutes noticed by heaven compounding into a visible turn. If you ask me what to do in these remaining minutes, I will give you a simple sequence. Breathe, bless, break, build. Breathe because your body needs to know it is safe with me. Bless because words move like birds carrying seed, and I want your field sown with life. Break because some agreements you made with fear need to be snapped in half like stale bread. Build because faith without a plank in your hand is just theory. Choose one small plank. Send the message you have been postponing. Clear the corner of your room that has become cluttered with yesterday's plans. Write the paragraph that frightens you because it tells the truth. Pray 5 honest sentences instead of 30 decorative ones. Forgive the name that keeps appearing like graffiti on your piece. Do 1 plank today, and I will meet you with lumber you did not know you could lift. You worry about missing it. Listen, destiny is not a single bus that came once at 7:03 and will never pass again. Destiny is the driver who loves you, the route that flexes around you. Yes, the willingness to get on at the stop you can reach now. There are schedules, yes, but they are kinder than you think. I am kinder than you think. I do not punish the child who finally wakes up. I celebrate them. If you knew how excited heaven gets when you choose me over noise, you would set reminders to delight on purpose. The angels do not roll their eyes at your late obedience. They roll up their sleeves to help you make the most of it. Michael is not standing with a stopwatch to scold you. He is standing with a banner to mark the moment. Here is where they turn toward the light without apology. There will be a test in the form of a familiar invitation from an old pattern. It will look ordinary. It will even feel safe because you've walked that path 100 times. But as you step toward it, you will notice your peace hesitate. Do not push past that hesitation. That is not fear. That is discernment. You will choose differently this time, and that choice will remove a brick from a wall that once felt permanent. The unexpected then will have one less obstacle. It will enter not as a storm, but as a sunrise. The kind that slides into the room and quietly rearranges every shadow. You will not have to perform to keep it. You will have to remain honest to enjoy it. Honesty is lighter than pretense. You will find you can walk faster without the weight. You have believed that you are behind, but behind whom? Behind what? The only timeline that matters is the one I wrote for you with affection in ink that does not smear when you cry. If you knew how many detours I have already used as shortcuts, you would laugh at the very idea of late. Lift your head. Feel me lifting it with 2 fingers under your chin. Let your eyes meet mine. Let all the noisy accusations fall away into the quiet where I say things that are true. You are loved. You are chosen. You are seen in such detail that even when you try to disappear, I can still find the exact person I made beneath the costume. You cannot outrun my attention. You cannot outrun my patience. You cannot out-sin my mercy. Today is not the day I give up on you. It is the day I give you back to yourself. Minutes left, and love is not late. Minutes left, and the door that matters is already unlocking from the inside. Minutes left, and you are not watching a clock run out, you are watching a horizon draw near. If you must cry, cry as one who knows that tears can water promise. If you must sit, sit like a runner tying their laces. If you must speak, let your words agree with the future I am handing you. There is no honor in narrating disaster when I am providing deliverance. There is no wisdom in prophesying lack when I am marching abundance toward you step by obedient step. I am not asking you to be impressive. I am asking you to be present. Presence is where miracles grow without strain. Presence is where you notice the small instruction that unlocks the large room. Presence is where gratitude becomes architecture. Look around your life and bless 3 things you have overlooked. Watch how the air changes. Then bless 3 people with your secret intercession. Watch how the hallway opens. Then bless yourself with the truth. I am permitted to thrive. I am allowed to enjoy what God gives. I am safe to expand. Speak it even if your knees are shaky. Expansion is not arrogance. It is obedience to my original measurement of your life. Hold this promise close as the minutes move. You will not miss what bears my signature when you choose my voice over the chorus of urgency. The world shouts now as a threat. I say now as a gift. The world says hurry or you will lose. I say open and you will receive. The world says prove your worth. I say live from worth. Let me be louder. Let my kindness be the gravity that keeps you from spiraling into the orbit of every lesser demand. When the unexpected touches your door today and very soon, answer as yourself, not as the person you invented to survive. Answer with the laugh you buried after the disappointment. Answer with the clarity you hid from because it made others uncomfortable. Answer with the boundaries you thought made you difficult, but actually make you faithful. Answer with the creativity you rationed for fear of running out. You will not run out. I am the oil that does not. I am the bread that multiplies. I am the daylight that keeps finding your windows. Make room. move a chair, set another plate. Favor is bringing friends. And if you hear the old shame gather at the edge of your joy, invite me to the conversation. Shame loses its vocabulary when I enter the room. Tell it, God is speaking and I am listening. Then get back to listening. Then get back to building. Then get back to living like someone who knows their name was spoken by a voice that never lies. Minutes left. Beloved, not an apocalypse, an arrival, not a doom, a door, not a countdown to emptiness, a countdown to presence. I am here. I am reaching. I am not asking you to climb a complicated ladder. I am asking you to open immediately. Open gently. Open with expectation that fits a God who makes worlds, hearts, and ours new. Something unexpected is going to happen suddenly. And when it does, you will remember this moment not with fear, but with a smile that says, "This time I didn't skip. I am speaking to you now because the time is tender and thin, and the window is open over your life like a curtain being pulled back by a sudden wind." Today, on October 5th, the trumpet of urgency has already sounded over your name, and the clock is not indifferent to you, Archangel. Michael says there are 45 minutes left for you to honor what you have asked me for in quiet sighs and midnight. Tears, I have tried to reach you, and you have skipped the nudge, waved away the whisper, postponed the stirring, buried the ache, and told yourself you would answer later. Do not hurt your own heart by skipping what is meant to heal it. Something unexpected is about to happen suddenly. Not because chaos rules, but because I have arranged a door that only opens when you choose to step forward. Open immediately. Do not try to skip this. You are not reading by accident. You are reading on purpose, and that purpose is mine. I have watched you in moments when you thought no eyes could find you. I saw the kindness you shared when fatigue made it costly. I saw the restraint you chose when anger asked to be king. I saw the quiet dreams you folded like notes and tucked beneath the mattress of some day. I saw the bargains you made with hope, tiny trades to keep, believing while life felt heavy. I have not been late. I have been lining the road. What looked like delay was the measured rhythm by which I spared you from traps you could not see. What felt like silence was the gathering of words strong enough to carry you. What felt like emptiness was me making room for what I intend to pour. Hear me now. There is a shift crossing the threshold of your life, like a traveler who knows your door by memory. The shift does not knock loudly. It carries a key. It will not ask your permission to be true, but it will await your agreement to be revealed. Agreement is not a shout. It is a posture. A yes in your ribcage, a humble opening of your hands. Your history has tried to train you to clench your fists, to hold pieces so tight that the circulation of wonder is cut off. Release is not loss. Release is air. Release is the way your future takes a clean breath in your presence. You have not wasted your tears, not one of them. Every drop has learned the language of seeds. In the soil of the last year, where many gave up and some grew bitter, you buried your ache and it became fertile. When the unexpected happens, it will feel like a plant that has been growing under the earth suddenly breaking the surface. Not with apology, but with authority. You will not be able to deny it. You will not need to defend it. It will be so obviously beyond your manufacturer that your only honest posture will be gratitude. That is how I will protect you from the voice of pride that pretends to help but always steals. Gratitude is the gate that keeps your miracle safe inside. I am not punishing you for the times you skipped. I am rescuing you from the habit of skipping. The habit taught you that urgency means danger. But in this hour, urgency means alignment. Do you remember the moment you almost said yes, but decided to sleep on it and the tenderness faded by morning? That fading was not peace. It was the enemy of peace dressed in comfort. Real peace remains when it costs you something. Real peace stays anointed when others call it unreasonable. Today, choose the peace that stays. Archangel Michael has been assigned to stand beside you in this exact crossing. Do not imagine him as distant thunder. See him as a disciplined sentinel who understands your name's weight in the book I carry. He does not flatter. He fortifies.